All right. Well, I guess we can go ahead and get started. Hi.
Howdy, folks.
Who are you, and who am I, and what is this?
That's for us to know and them to find out.
I guess. So no one's actually gonna figure out what this is until we're, halfway through. No, my name's Collin.
And I'm Will.
And I guess this is the Reflectivity Podcast. Or
just two dudes talking about weather.
Just two dudes talking about weather. That's all it is.
It's our fancy for the day.
You know what? It's gonna be that way, I suppose.
But that's fine.
We're gonna get sidetracked very quickly, I'm afraid. But that's good. I don't want to come in with a list of things to talk about and just
no,
that's no fun.
It's not real.
Nothing's real, actually. Birds aren't real.
It's true. They're government drones.
Actually, I saw a thing. Here we go. I'm already getting sidetracked. I saw a thing. I don't remember where I heard it, but I heard it actually. I heard it on Oni Plays, but they were talking about there's some guy who is very, very adamant that satellites are real, but that they don't actually have their own gravitational propulsion, and that they're hung up by balloons. And he's serious. He's not memeing. He's a real guy. So
I'm not sure how to respond to that.
I don't even know. I mean, but
they're just hung from the rafters like lights are.
I guess you have the satellite and then I don't know. I can't. But we got all sorts of to get us back on topic. We got all sorts of cool stuff planned. Get some guests in here. Gonna be talking.
A whole lineup of people. Some you may know, some you might not.
Mm-hmm.
You may recognize some from television. You might have had classes with them.
The television one for sure. We got Jim Cantori next week.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's a joke. We don't actually have Jim Cantori. I wish we did.
Yeah, sorry, can't
Well,
blow your minds immediately.
If we get more than one live viewer, we'll send him an email.
I will personally Twitter DM him and ask him to come on.
Okay, you know what? Day one, I'm gonna say it. If we get Jim Cantori, I will. What will I do? I'll shave my head. I will be.
I wanted to do something.
We'll do something if we get Cantori. But we got guests lined up. We got all sorts of topic. Obviously, the weather doesn't really stop, so I can't see us running out of material.
Yeah. I guess we can describe kind of what we do if people don't really know, professionally, I guess.
Yeah.
It's so weird to say that. What we do professionally.
Yeah. Well, let's go into that. What do we do professionally, Will?
Yeah, well, at least for me, I'm an operational forecaster for a company based in Canada, and so I forecast all across Canada. You name it, winter storms in Ontario in the winter, supercells and tornadoes in Manitoba in the summer. I forecast for oil platforms out in the Atlantic. It's a fun time, and guess what? I work night shifts too, so while everyone else is asleep, I'm up grinding out the forecast.
The maple syrup production hinges upon this man.
One wrong forecast, the entire forest in Quebec's gone.
Yeah, that's there, man. You see the price of eggs. Wait till Will sleeps on the job one day. That maple syrup.
You think oil's expensive now? Just wait till I forecast 2 meter seas for the platform to get by a 15-meter wave.
Oh my gosh.
And we're really in trouble.
Me, I am a broadcast meteorologist, so already we got kind of a different set of career paths between the two of us. But I'm the TV guy, and I too have really bad work hours, which means these streams are most likely going to be whenever they happen. I'll
At our convenience, not yours.
Yeah, unless we're getting Jim Cantori, in which case I'll take a day off.
It's up to his convenience. I'll make it work.
We'll. Man, I feel like we shouldn't have promised Cantori now.
Yeah, I know.
We might have to cut that part out. We'll just go from like our names and then a jump cut to.
Yeah.
Us.
I mean, did we really promise it, or did we promise it?
We promised it, but we'll.
It's promised with an asterisk there, conditional on this actually becoming successful enough that he takes an interest.
Yeah, we'll reassess. We'll put a pin in it, as my old roommate likes to say. But yeah, that's about us. I guess maybe something else we can talk about. So, what got you into weather?
Oh boy, I feel like I have such a generic answer that most meteorology majors have. I started out loving the weather as a kid. I grew up in Jacksonville, Florida, so I got to deal with tropical storms, hurricanes, daytime thunderstorms all the time. I remember when I was like 6, I ran outside with a microphone and pretended I was reporting on the weather. And I wanted to be just like our TV meteorologist back at home. But then I found this little Discovery Channel show series you might have heard of called Storm Chasers.
I've never heard of that. What is that?
It's just some crazy guys going out and driving. That sparked my love for severe thunderstorms, namely supercells and tornadoes. Hence my, I guess we didn't really talk about it, my decision to go to the University of Oklahoma, Boomer Sooner.
Boomer Sooner. Yeah, we're both Sooner grads, by the way, so that's going to get brought up a lot.
What a great school. What a great school it is. But, I went there, and, man, being out there with all those thunderstorms, you can't beat it. What about you, Colin? What got you in the weather?
So it's a little trickier story, I guess. I noticed a lot, especially going to OU, a lot of people have that one thing. They have the one, hey, that was my moment. I don't really have that. I just, as long as I can remember, I've always liked the weather, and when the line I'd always do during job interviews and stuff was like, well, not even a line, just a little anecdote, but like sometime around 5 or 6, I caught the last 90% of Twister on TV, and I was like, after that I was throwing Hot Wheels in my sister's dollhouse, and but as long as
I have to host a Twister 2 watch party when it comes out.
Oh, we're going to. Or even if it's not a watch party, like, we will discuss it. It's happening. I want to discuss Twister 1 at some point.
Hey, I'm down for that.
So, I know the answer, but the audience might not. Are you pro-Twister or are you anti-Twister?
Oh, I'm very pro-Twister.
Okay.
Yes, sure, there's scientific inaccuracy. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
That's the thing, man.
It's a good
like,
movie. He's the extreme.
Man, the thing is, it surprised me how divisive Twister was. Like, going to OU, I just assumed, like, hey, everybody's loves this. Like, how can you not? And the thing about meteorologists, if y'all don't know, everyone is either pro-Twister or anti-Twister. There are some people, meteorologists, perfectly scientific, respectable people. I'm going to get us canceled on day one. They hate Twister, and I can't understand why.
It's a good movie. I don't care what anybody says.
And
it's the best weather movie ever made.
Well, I mean, look what it has to compete with. Geostorm.
Into the Storm.
We don't talk about Geostorm.
It's just another Gerard Butler movie.
I mean, I like Gerard Butler.
And so do I, but all of his movies are the same.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, like, we're both pro-Twister, and I want to, at some point, have a Twister discussion, and maybe we'll get some anti-Twister folks on here, and we'll have a friendly Twister debate. because I'm genuinely interested in why people don't like. Because if it's just the scientific thing, like, I mean,
guess if
yeah.
you really hate Bill Paxton.
How can he's so cool? I mean, what like? Rest in peace, Bill.
Honestly, him and Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Oh yeah, shoot, we're down too.
I know, such a shame.
Do you think? I'm running blank on her name. Helen Hunt. Do you think Helen Hunt's going to be in?
I sure hope so. I really hope so. It has to be some sort of continuation of the story. It can't just be.
It can't just be a reboot. No, they have to. Hopefully,
just make it for kids.
Yeah, little Bill Jr.
Together at the end of the movie, just make them have kids.
The Extreme Junior. Yeah, the Extreme Junior.
Have it be Reed Timmer.
Oh my gosh! Could you imagine? He has to have a cameo because he's the real life Extreme. He has to have a cameo.
He is their kid. They'll cast him as the modern day Jonas.
That's actually no. I would go for it. I want to see Reed Timmer play the evil Storm Chaser villain.
It'd be hilarious.
That would be cool. He could do it too. He could pull off a.
I could. See, I feel like we're spoiling the conversation for that episode.
We are. We'll get back to that. We'll put a pin in it.
Yeah.
But no, we're here. We're gonna start trying to do these relatively frequently.
We hope to get maybe 1 to 2 out a month.
Yep.
So, if some circumstances come to work, we can't go an out a month. We'll let everyone know. But
and
hopefully everyone enjoys it enough to keep coming back and listening.
And like I said, we do have both kind of crazy work schedules, but we'll try and announce a couple days in advance when they're going to be. Obviously, in an ideal world, we do it like the same time every week or month or whatever, but that's just not an option.
Unfortunately, we chose the wrong field for that.
Yeah, the timetables don't work out on that, but we'll try and have everything, advertised so you can make some time. And I think we decided we want to keep these minimum 45 to an hour, probably longer if it's an interesting day or whatnot.
They always talk about the weather. If some fans are just like, hey, my Philadelphia Eagles are in the Super Bowl in 2 weeks. I might strip down naked on stream if they win. That's not happening.
Yeah, and we're banned already. Yeah, your Philadelphia Eagles. Good for you, man. I'm so happy for you. I really am.
I tell you what, if they win, I'm going to Philadelphia for a parade, man. I'm gonna climb the light poles.
Yeah. Well.
By the way, the reason
one day the Cowboys will get a Super Bowl.
One day. Just hopefully not while I'm alive. Now, the reason I'm an Eagles fan, even though I grew up in Jacksonville, I have family in Philly. They got to me at a young age, so they die hard Philly everything my entire life.
It's a cult, right?
It is. It really is.
Do you have to do like a rite of passage?
It's if you don't boo the team when you see them in person, that booing them is your rite of passage.
Okay.
You have to physically hate them before you can like them.
See, there we go. We promised we weren't going to talk just about weather, and we've talked about the Philadelphia Eagles for.
There we go. See.
So I mean, there we go. Like, it's laid back. We're not gonna. We just want this to be pretty conversational. So I think that's kind of the vibe we're going for.
If there's a big weather event coming up, we'll discuss it and try to make it somewhat educational.
Yeah, we got to get that PBS viewers like you going. Speaking of, as long as we're going to try and be educational, big ice storm.
Yeah.
Yes. Number 2. Literally the same time last week.
I can't imagine just getting 3 days of sleet and freezing rains.
There are going to be many upset homeowner with a pulled down tree.
Yeah.
Here in the South Plains, it's like we had essentially last Tuesday, and then we had this week, and it's almost an identical setup, almost identical. Like the low is in the same place off to the west. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
But
And it's supposed to be like a training of systems almost.
mm-hmm. Yeah, it's and that's what was so funny too. It was like not only is it almost identical setup, but it comes almost a week exactly after the first one, and each, at least here in Lubbock, each of like the different bouts of like freezing rain and sleet that we're getting, almost like almost not quite, but almost just on repeat, like every morning, like between like the 3 a.m. mark, and obviously it's broader than that, but like it's just interesting that it keeps happening. It's almost in 24-hour periods. It's
really
weird.
Get freezing rain and sleet all that much up here, but luckily it's mostly snow. Even we haven't gotten a ton of snow. I live in State College, Pennsylvania right now, for those who don't know. So we get nice and cold, but it's been relatively unsnowy so far from what I've heard from people who are from the area. It's been, we did get a good 3 inches last week, so it was nice. Went out and played some football in the snow. My body was physically dead afterwards.
Just shreds all your muscles and stuff.
I basically did.
There's I don't know the science behind it, but I'm sure there's something about cold weather, like just doing stuff to your. I mean, obviously, I guess that probably didn't, but well, let's see. Do you have anything else to add? This is gonna be kind of short for our first
introduction. Just
episode 0.
Showing you what you can expect. Honestly, both of us are kind of all over the place with our thoughts, but you know what? That's what makes us us. So.
Yeah, we're just humans being.
It'll be fun. We'll have a good time here. Anybody wants to come back, we'll have a good time.
I've made an executive decision. We're calling episode 1 Humans Being.
Great. Can we use copyright-free version of Van Halen in the background?
I wish. Probably not. I somehow doubt that. But so yeah, this isn't a full episode. This is just an introductory thing. You'll get to know us, and then hopefully, what day is it?
It's Monday.
Yeah, so hopefully sometime within the first week or 2 of February, we'll have our first full-length episode. For folks who wanted to do Twitch and that didn't work out tonight, we'll figure out the Twitch thing. I honestly don't know. I looked at it briefly, but I didn't want to wait too long since we'd already announced we were going live, so we just went straight to YouTube this time, but we will go live on Twitch. And, we got our social medias up in the top there, you can see. We're on Twitter and Instagram. I have no desire to do a TikTok, but Will, if you would like to run a TikTok. No. Okay. Well, there you go. No TikTok.
That's too much editing for my...
That and,
I'm going to be, Fortnite dancing in front of a clip to get views.
If we are in a position where, if we were ever storm chasing, I would Fortnite dance in front of a tornado. In front of a tornado.
Oh, absolutely.
But only
the worst gritty you've ever seen in front of a tornado.
But only for science. No other reason.
At the end, we have to throw a probe into the tornado.
Oh, we'll have so many probes. There's going to be a lot of probing on this show.
Speaking of probes, I know we're trying to... It's kind of short, but on my desk here, I'm going to out myself. My mother got me this for Christmas last year. It is a replica of the probes from Twister.
That's so cool. Is that like a Christmas ornament?
Yeah, it's ornaments. I hang it on my Christmas tree when it gets to Christmas time.
That is so cool. I'm so jealous. Oh, I didn't even think about it. I should have worn my Dusty hat.
Oh, yeah.
I wore my Dale Gribble hat. I should have worn my Dusty hat. Yeah, somewhere in the catalogs of my phone, there's a picture of both of us with our Dusty OU hats.
The retro OU logo.
From Twister, so...
Iconic hat. You know how hard it was to find those when you released those last
Yes. Okay. I looked, like, I couldn't find them on eBay or like any like retro
And if you could, they were
antique
like
sites.
$60.
Yeah. And then thankfully OU like re-released them for the Nebraska game. And oh dude,
I jumped at the opportunity to get
you
one.
you showed me yours and you're like, there's still a few left at the bookstore under the stadium by the parking garage. And I was like, I gotta go. And I literally dropped what I was doing, went, and I got the last one on the shelf. Now, there might have been more in the back, but I got the last one on the shelf. I was so
man.
happy. Oh,
That's another episode. We do stories from OU.
there we got so many good ideas. I can't wait to get into full swing here. But so we're at the 23-minute mark now.
Holy cow, it's been 23 minutes already.
It's time flies, man. We'll probably clip out a couple minutes at the beginning of us just not doing anything because we're having trouble getting streams stuff set up. But that's it, I think. Unless you got anything to add, Will?
Oh, sounds good to me.
All right.
Wrap this up. I gotta work in the morning, so I'm gonna go hit the sack.
Yes, sir. Get rested. Stay rested. Stay hydrated.
Yeah.
All right. That's it. That's
Alrighty.
episode 0. Episode 1, hopefully sometime early February. And that's it. Welcome to the Reflectivity Podcast, folks. I guess we'll figure out a sign-off.
Yeah.
We'll come up with a sign-off later. What's the Howie Mandel thing where he's like, something? Or let's see.
Good.
Well,
Play
Reed Timmer has Never Stop Chasing.
Never stop chasing.
So we'll come up with something equally catchy. Reflectivity Podcast. Eat your vegetables. All right, that's it. Goodbye. Goodbye.